Hours tick by just the same for everyone, but not everyone is compensated the same. Why is that? It's value. It's what you bring to those hours. Time is neutral. Everyone gets 24 hours in a day. Rich, poor, happy, sad, young, old. What makes the difference is what's poured into those hours. And here's the truth. Income follows improvement. Not just improvement in the economy or the company or the weather, improvement in you. I was once a young man working hard, going through the motions. I put in the hours. I kept my head down. But my paycheck barely changed. Maybe you felt that frustration. You think, if I just keep at it, surely something will give. But the years pass, and still, same routine, same reward. That's when I learned, to earn more, you must become more. It's not the passing of time that delivers a new harvest. It's the seeds you plant and how well you tend them. Some people plant nothing and wonder why nothing grows. Others plant a little and get a little. A few take the time to study, to water, to cultivate, and their fields are overflowing. Life responds to effort and learning, not just effort alone. Here's the secret. Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. Don't wish for fewer problems. Wish for more skills. Instead of looking for handouts, look for opportunities to increase your value. The marketplace, your family, your community, every arena you step into rewards value. Now, someone will say, but Jim, isn't it unfair? Shouldn't everybody get the same just for showing up? I understand the sentiment, but nature doesn't work that way. You don't get apples from the tree because you want them. You get apples because you cared for the tree. The fruit comes to those who become fruitful. So ask yourself, what can I do to bring more value to the hour? How can I make my contribution stronger, sharper, more meaningful? It starts with that decision to stop measuring your worth in hours and start measuring it in value. I remember working for a company, and I started to notice the differences between people. Some had been there for years, and yet their paychecks had barely changed. Others seemed to rise, to earn more, to be given greater responsibility. What was the difference? It wasn't age. It wasn't time. It was the value they brought. They learned something new. They took on a challenge. They improved their attitude. And the marketplace noticed. So let's settle it here at the foundation. You don't get paid for the hour. You get paid for the value you bring to the hour. When you become more, you earn more. When you increase your value, your rewards naturally increase. Don't wait for the world to get better. Work on yourself and watch what happens. If you change, everything changes for you. If you grow, your income grows. If you become valuable, opportunity will find you. That's the foundation of value. Build everything else on top of that. Now, the next piece is the marketplace equation. The marketplace doesn't respond to need, it responds to value. That's a tough lesson sometimes, but it's one of life's great truths. There was a time in my life when I was really struggling. I'd show up with my empty pockets and big dreams, hoping the world would notice how much I needed a break. I thought, if anyone deserved a raise, surely it was me. After all, I had bills, responsibilities, worries. But the marketplace wasn't interested in my needs. The world simply isn't set up that way. Have you noticed? The sun shines on the just and the unjust. The rain falls on the fields of both the farmer who prepares and the one who doesn't. The marketplace isn't a mother. It doesn't dole out allowances based on who's having a tough week. The only thing it recognizes, again and again, is value. Now that can sound a bit harsh, can it? But it's also liberating. It means you're not trapped by your circumstances. If wanting more was all it took, everyone would have everything they desire. But wanting, wishing, hoping, those are not strategies. Developing more is. You can want a better job, but unless you become a better candidate, the position will go to someone else. You can wish for a stronger marriage, but unless you become a better partner, the relationship may not improve. You can hope for a thriving business, but unless you develop your business skills, customers won't show up just because you want them to. So here's the formula. Value first, reward second. Contribution first, compensation second. The world doesn't pay for your needs. It pays for your solutions. It's not how badly you want something that moves the dial. It's how much you develop, how much you grow, how much you bring to the table. I learned this in business, but it's true everywhere. Think about it. Two people can work in the same office, at the same desk, for the same company. One earns twice as much as the other. Is it luck? Rarely. It's almost always the equation of value. One brought more skills, a better attitude, a little extra effort, and the marketplace recognized it. Here's what I discovered. If you want more, you've got to become more. If you want things to change, you've got to change. You can't just hope your needs will sway the marketplace. It doesn't listen to wishes, but it always listens to value. That's why the focus must always be on your development. Ask yourself, what do I need to become to attract the next level of reward? What could I learn that would make a bigger difference? How can I solve more problems, serve more people, bring more solutions? Don't fall into the trap of waiting for the world to give you what you need. The world moves in response to what you become, what you can do, how you show up. The greater your value, the greater your rewards. So next time you catch yourself wishing things were easier or hoping the world would notice your struggle, pause and remember the marketplace equation. Don't just want more, develop more. The rewards will always follow the development. It's as predictable as the seasons. The marketplace is waiting for you to show up with value. When you do, the rewards will come, not because you need them, but because you've earned them. That's the power of the equation. But before the world ever notices a change on the outside, something has to shift on the inside. Before you can increase your value out there, you have to grow in here. So much of life is an inside job. I remember when I first started in business, I was looking everywhere for answers. Everywhere except within myself. I thought maybe if I could just find the right opportunity, meet the right person, or stumble into the right circumstances, things would get better. But the real change didn't come until I turned the mirror on myself and started to grow from the inside out. Skills, attitude, and philosophy. These are the building blocks of your value. Long before your paycheck grows, your mind has to grow. Long before your circumstances change, your habits, your thoughts, your beliefs, they all have to change. The world doesn't pay you for your potential. It pays you for your performance. And performance always starts with preparation on the inside. I often say, success is something you attract by the person you become. That's why you don't have to chase success. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job, and you'll be astonished at how things start to shift. When you invest in your mind, your spirit, your character, the results will eventually show up in your bank account and in your relationships. Let's talk about attitude for a moment. Attitude is the librarian of your past, the speaker of your present, and the prophet of your future. If you walk around with a poor attitude, even great skills won't open doors. But when you cultivate a positive, resilient outlook, even in tough times, opportunities seem to find you. Philosophy is another key. How do you see the world? What principles guide your decisions? When you develop a sound personal philosophy, it acts as a compass when the storms come. It helps you stay steady, make better decisions, and respond to life rather than simply react to it. And then there are your skills. The marketplace pays for skill. Not just any skill, but refined skill, mastery. You don't have to be extraordinary at everything, but you do have to be extraordinary at something. That's what sets you apart. It's not about being a jack of all trades. It's about being a master at a few. But none of this begins on the outside. It starts within. You see, the world cannot give you what you have not first given yourself. If you want more opportunity, become more valuable. If you want more income, develop more skills. If you want better relationships, work on your character. The changes begin inside, and then the results show up outside. People are always waiting for their situation to improve before they start improving themselves. But it's the other way around. The internal shift precedes the external reward. Life responds to the changes you make in your thinking, your attitude, your habits. So here's what I learned. The most valuable project you'll ever work on is yourself. Build your mind, your spirit, your attitude. Study, read, reflect. Work on your health, your resilience, your outlook on life. When you change internally, the world can't help but respond. And the beautiful part is, no one can take that away from you. Jobs can come and go, markets rise and fall, but what you become in the process is yours forever. Build that internal foundation, and you become a person of value wherever you go. But a strong foundation isn't enough. You have to keep building on it. That's where skills come in. Skills are multipliers. Every new skill you develop adds another layer to your value. One strong skill opens doors. But when you start stacking skills together, you become hard to replace. When I started out, I had a simple job. It didn't require a long list of talents, just basic reliability. Show up on time, do the work, go home. But there came a point where I realized if I could learn just one more skill, I could double my value overnight. And if I could learn a second and a third, the possibilities expanded. Communication was the first real multiplier I added to my life. Not just talking, but learning how to truly connect, to express ideas, to persuade, to inspire. If you can communicate, you can lead. If you can lead, you can multiply the results of a team. Suddenly, you're not just valuable, you're invaluable. Leadership is another multiplier. A leader doesn't just do the job. They help others do theirs. They lift, they encourage, they set an example. Leadership is the art of getting someone else to do something you want done because they want to do it. Develop leadership, and you'll find opportunities showing up at your door. And then there's discipline. Discipline weaves all your skills together. Without discipline, talent is a burden. It's the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Discipline means you do what you should, when you should, whether you feel like it or not. With discipline, you become the kind of person people can count on, and that's rare. Imagine someone who can communicate well, lead effectively, and shows up with discipline every day. Now add just one more skill, maybe sales, maybe problem solving, maybe the ability to work with numbers. Every additional skill is like adding another zero to the end of your value. Think about the carpenter who learns accounting, or the accountant who learns sales, or the salesperson who learns management. The more you combine, the more valuable you become. Skills stack, and each one adds a new dimension to what you can offer. But here's the best part. Skills are learnable. You can acquire them. You can decide today to add a new skill this year and double your value in the process. The only limit is your willingness to learn. I remember reading that if you spend just 1 hour a day studying a new field, in 5 years, you'll be a national expert. Imagine the advantage that gives you. The average person won't do it. They're too busy, too distracted, too settled in routine. But those who do, those who keep adding new tools to their belt, never worry about value in the marketplace. Ask yourself, what's the next skill you could learn? Where could you multiply your value? Don't wait for someone to hand you the opportunity. Create it by becoming the person with more to offer. The more skills you acquire, the more doors you can walk through. So, build your skills, stack your talents, multiply your value. That's how you become indispensable. Not by hoping, but by preparing. That's the art of the skill multiplier. But even as you add skills, remember this. It's not just about what you know. It's about what you do with it. Every reward in the marketplace comes down to one thing: contribution. Value flows to those who solve problems. That's the channel, that's the flow. The bigger the problems you solve, the more people you help, the greater your rewards. I learned early on that the world isn't waiting to give out gold stars for effort. The world rewards those who bring solutions. It took me a while to see it. I used to wonder why some people seem to have everything going their way. Opportunity, recognition, resources, while others seem to be stuck. Then it hit me. The answer lies in contribution. Ask yourself every day, how can I help more people? And how can I help them more effectively? That simple question will do more to expand your influence and your income than anything else. The answer you find, and more importantly, the action you take, will determine your future. People don't pay for problems. They pay for solutions. The size of your paycheck is a direct reflection of the size of the problems you're willing and able to solve. That's why the person who solves complex challenges is compensated so much more than the one who simply clocks in and clocks out. The person who leads a team through a storm, the one who can negotiate, innovate, bring people together, those are the people the marketplace searches for and rewards. One of the great joys of life is knowing you made a difference, that you contributed. When you wake up every morning and look for ways to add value to your customers, your colleagues, your family, you not only build your wealth, but you also build your reputation, your satisfaction, and your sense of purpose. Contribution isn't always grand gestures. Sometimes it's doing what needs to be done when nobody's watching. Sometimes it's a kind word, an encouraging note, and extra effort to make something just a little bit better. Every contribution counts. It builds up over time. And before you know it, people begin to rely on you, trust you, seek you out. The law of contribution is always at work. So I challenge you. Become a person who's known for solving problems, not causing them. Be the one who looks for ways to lighten the load, make things work, turn challenges into opportunities. The more you do, the more the world will open up for you. And here's something remarkable. When you become a master at helping others, your own needs get taken care of almost automatically. The more people you help, the more people want to help you. That's the way the law works. Give first, receive second. But always remember, it's not just about helping more people. It's about helping them more effectively. Excellence in contribution matters. Are you doing it well? Are you going the extra mile? Are you listening, learning, improving? The better you get at serving, the greater your rewards. That's the law of contribution. solve more problems, help more people, do it with excellence. That's the path to value, to fulfillment, and to real wealth. But it doesn't stop with just helping. It's how you help that sets you apart. What separates the good from the great is a commitment to refining the craft. Excellence isn't talent, it's attention. It's the willingness to study, to practice, to polish what you already do well. Average effort never commands exceptional reward. I've met a lot of talented people over the years. Some could sing, some could sell, some could inspire a room with just a few words. But talent alone is never enough. Talent can open the door, but it's the hours spent refining, improving, and perfecting that keep the door open and eventually invite you in for a seat at the table. I remember my early days standing up in front of a group, hoping my natural charm would be enough to carry the day. Sometimes it was, but often it wasn't. I had to learn, study, take notes, listen, and above all, practice. It's what you do when nobody's watching that determines what you get to do when everybody is. You don't become exceptional by accident. You become exceptional by being intentional. Average is everywhere. Just look around. People do what they must, put in just enough, and wonder why they never experience real breakthroughs. But those who pay attention to the little things, those who go over their work one more time, ask one more question, read one more chapter, those are the ones who stand out. Let's talk about your craft, whatever it may be. Maybe you're in sales or management, or you run your own shop. Maybe you're raising a family, building a community, or coaching a team. Whatever your role, there's an opportunity to refine what you do. There's an art to polishing the ordinary until it becomes extraordinary. The difference between average and excellence is usually a few small things done consistently. The extra phone call, the careful review, the willingness to listen a little longer, prepare a little more, check the details. These habits, small as they seem, build the reputation of excellence. They become your invisible signature on every job. And don't fall for the myth that excellence requires genius. It requires focus. It requires caring enough to not just get it done, but get it done well. When you do what others won't, you earn what others can't. Excellence in your craft also means being a student for life. There's always something new to learn, a better way to do it, a fresh angle. The world changes, the marketplace shifts. Those who keep refining, keep practicing, keep getting feedback, stay ahead of the curve. Ask yourself, where can I be just a little better than yesterday? How can I take what I already do and raise it by 5%? That small edge compounds over time, and before you know it, you're in a league of your own. Remember, the marketplace notices, customers notice, colleagues notice. The world rewards those who care enough to do it right. That's why average effort never commands exceptional reward. It's the extra, the polish, the attention to detail that turns good into great. So, refine your craft. Study, practice, polish. Become known for excellence in all you do. That's the road to real value, and that's the way you set yourself apart. But there's something else that quietly multiplies every opportunity. Character. Skill can get you in the room, but character is what keeps you there. Reputation is invisible value. Trust, punctuality, integrity. These qualities travel ahead of you and linger behind you, opening doors long after your words have faded. I learned early that people are always watching, even when you think they're not. They watch how you handle stress. They watch how you treat the person who can do nothing for you. They notice if you keep your word when it costs you something. It's these moments that build or break your reputation. Trust is the foundation. If people can't count on your word, nothing else matters. I've seen talented people lose opportunities because they cut corners or made promises they didn't keep. The world is hungry for people who do what they say. No excuses, no explanations, just results. Punctuality is another mark of character. Arriving on time is a simple way of saying, I respect your time and I respect mine. It's amazing how something so basic can set you apart. If you're consistently late, you send a message about your priorities. But when you show up on time, every time, you send a message about your reliability. And then there's integrity. Doing the right thing, even when nobody's looking. That's the kind of character that builds empires. Integrity gives you the strength to say no to shortcuts and yes to the long, sometimes harder but always more rewarding path. I've seen companies rise and fall on the strength of one person's character. I've seen deals made and lost based on trust alone. You can't buy a good reputation. You can only earn it. It's a lifetime project and worth every ounce of effort. Here's what happens. When you build your character, you become a magnet for opportunity. People want to work with you. They want to trust you with their business, their friendship, their secrets. Your reputation begins to precede you. Long before you walk into the room, people have already heard whether you can be trusted. Character is tested in small moments, when you could take the easy way, when you could let something slide, when nobody would know but you. That's where the real value is forged. The choices you make in private will one day be shouted from the rooftops by your results. Ask yourself, am I building a reputation that brings value wherever I go? Am I the person others can count on? When you can answer yes, you'll find your opportunities multiply, sometimes in ways you never expected. Skill gets you noticed, but character keeps you invited. Build your skills, but never forget to build your reputation, one decision at a time. That's how you become truly valuable. But here's a reality worth remembering. The marketplace is fair, but it's not sentimental. It doesn't measure intentions or feelings or even effort. It measures contribution. The world doesn't pay for trying. It pays for results. I remember early in my career working alongside people who were hardworking, honest, and loyal. They poured hours into their jobs, often more than anyone else. Yet somehow, the rewards went to others who delivered measurable value. It wasn't personal. It wasn't unfair. It was the marketplace responding to contribution. Effort alone isn't enough. Trying harder, hoping more, wishing longer, none of these move the needle. Results do. You may have the best intentions in the world, but unless those intentions translate into solutions, improvements, or outcomes, they remain invisible to the world. Let me tell you a story. I knew a man who was always busy, always on it, but his work often lacked focus, polish, or follow-through. Meanwhile, someone else, maybe quieter, maybe slower, approached each task with clarity, attention, and a solution-oriented mindset. Guess who got promoted? Guess who got the contracts, the customers, the recognition? The marketplace doesn't reward noise or motion. It rewards results. That's not to say hard work isn't necessary. Hard work is the soil. Skill is the seed. Value is the fruit. You can work harder than anyone else, but if what you're producing doesn't solve a problem, if it doesn't create value, the marketplace won't notice. So the question becomes, how do you ensure your efforts produce results? The answer is simple, though not always easy. Focus on what creates impact. Solve problems. Improve processes. Help people succeed. When your contribution is clear and measurable, your rewards become clear and measurable too. The economic reality is impartial. It doesn't reward passion alone, nor does it reward virtue alone. It rewards performance. And the measure of performance is contribution, the tangible difference you make in the lives of others, in the success of your team, in the bottom line of your enterprise. You can't manipulate the marketplace. You can't convince it to pay for your hard work, your loyalty, or your good intentions. But you can master it by understanding its rules and responding with value. You can position yourself as someone whose contribution is undeniable, someone whose results cannot be ignored. Remember, the marketplace doesn't apologize. It doesn't reward excuses. It doesn't care about how much you wanted to make a difference. It cares about the difference you made. When you internalize that, your mindset changes, your actions align, and your results follow naturally. Work hard, yes, but work smart. Aim to be effective, not just busy. Deliver results, not just effort. That is how you align yourself with the economic reality, and that is how you become genuinely valuable in the eyes of the world. But if you want to keep delivering more value, you have to keep investing in yourself. Books, mentors, courses, and reflection. These aren't just nice ideas. They're the currency of growth. Every investment in yourself pays lifelong dividends. Growth compounds faster than money ever can. I often tell people, don't chase money. Chase knowledge, skill, and wisdom. Money follows value, and value grows when you invest in yourself. I remember the first time I bought a book that cost more than a week's wages. I hesitated, but I bought it anyway. That book didn't just teach me a few ideas. It opened my mind to new possibilities, new ways of thinking, and new actions that changed my life forever. Mentors are another form of investment. Find someone who has walked the path you hope to walk. Study them. Listen to them. Absorb not just their knowledge, but their attitude, their approach, their principles. A good mentor accelerates your growth because they let you see the results of experience without having to make all the mistakes yourself. Courses, workshops, seminars, these are tools for building skill and perspective. Every hour you spend learning compounds over time. A single afternoon invested in the right seminar can set off a chain of events that changes your trajectory for years. Reflection is perhaps the most undervalued form of self-investment. Time alone with your thoughts, analyzing your actions, your habits, your choices. This is where growth is internalized. You can't become more valuable if you don't understand where you are, what works and what doesn't. Reflection turns experience into wisdom, and wisdom turns wisdom into results. I've seen people work tirelessly, yet their progress stalls. Why? They work without investment. They toil in effort, but neglect education, reflection, and learning. The most successful people aren't the busiest. They're the most committed to self-improvement. They feed their minds, sharpen their skills, and expand their vision continually. So, think of your mind as a fertile field. Plant seeds of knowledge, nurture them with practice, protect them with discipline, and the harvest is extraordinary. But neglect that field, and weeds of mediocrity will take over. The choice is yours, every day. The compounding effect of self-investment is remarkable. A single skill learned today, a habit formed, a principle embraced over 5, 10, 20 years. These multiply, shaping not just your income, but your character, your relationships, your influence, and your sense of purpose. Growth, when compounded, becomes unstoppable. Ask yourself, what am I doing to invest in myself today? Not tomorrow, not next week, but today. Books, mentors, courses, reflection. They all add up. They all count. They all multiply your value. The real magic is this. The more you grow, the more value you bring, the more life responds. Unlike money, which can be lost, growth is yours forever. Skills, wisdom, attitude, character. These can never be taken away. They compound, and over time, they position you as someone the world can't ignore. So invest in yourself relentlessly. Make it a habit. Make it a discipline. Make it a priority. Continuous self-investment is the secret that separates those who merely exist from those who create lives of abundance, influence, and fulfillment. This is the engine of real value, and that leads to the final truth. Live as an asset. Don't spend your days chasing success. Become the kind of person success is drawn to. When you become more valuable, everything you touch increases in value. That's the principle. Simple, but it changes everything. I've known people who spent their whole lives chasing money, chasing titles, chasing applause. They worked hard, they worried, they hustled, but something was always missing. Success seemed to slip away. And I realized it's because they were chasing the wrong thing. You don't chase success. You attract it. You earn it. You invite it. And the way to do that is by becoming an asset. Someone whose presence, skills, character, and contribution increase the value of everything around them. Think of it this way. A skilled craftsman raises the value of a project. A good leader raises the value of a team. A trustworthy person raises the value of every relationship they touch. When you live as an asset, your influence is multiplied. Opportunities find you. People want to work with you. Doors open not because you begged, but because you brought something valuable to the room. I remember early in my life realizing that my own growth was the most reliable investment I could make. No matter the economy, no matter the circumstances, if I became more, the world would respond. I learned new skills, refined my habits,